show it other people. It's up to you.
It's definitely it's good.
So one of the things that the professors told me to aim as an objective here is that I should be able to do your job.
Okay.
Okay? I'm not talking the technical aspects of it, but I'm talking of thinking, well, how much is it broken down into sort of component parts that I think, well, with training, bar the technical elements, I should be able to do the job.
Okay.
So these main duties, I'm going to break them down further. Obviously, get your input. Is that right? Is that not right?
Right.
What would you replace here? So that's what I'm going to try and do. So that's my job for. I mean, these forms will be this week. That might be the week after.
Okay.
Okay. So, if you were to be asked, what do you produce on a weekly or monthly basis, Jawad? What would you say? What's your objective while you're here?
It's interesting. No one has ever asked me that before.
I'm hoping a lot of my questions you say that very same answer to.
My objective to be here. So my primary objective is to excel in the HR profession. And for the past almost 3 years, I've been able to dabble in many different areas in HR, which I consider lucky because it's a very small HR, so I've got to do a lot of everything. So I guess my objectives have been met in terms of trying to find a specialization where I want to go later on in my career.
So at this point, have you found that, theoretically?
Theoretically, yes.
Okay, you don't need to disclose where it is, but
Oh, okay.
you found it, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. And how is your performance measured?
So my performance is measured formally through an appraisal process, an annual appraisal that happens every November, December.
So coming up, yeah.
Yeah.
And are the numbers involved in that appraisal?
In terms of rating, like is that
Yeah.
what you mean?
Rating, ranking, scores?
So no, it's less that, more of kind of qualitative responses.
Rather than quantitative.
Correct. So it's more focused on, Jawad, what were your goals in the past, what were your achievements, rather, in the past year? And I would list 1, 2, and 3. What are your future goals coming up that you would like to achieve?
So you would set your own goals?
Correct.
So whereas we talk about what you're looking to produce, that's not necessarily mirrored by the goals that you're set
Not all the
yourself
time.
in your appraisal.
Not all the
Okay.
time.
But you can see where I'm going.
Yeah.
In theory, it should be,
It should be, yeah.
Okay.
They should line up.
Yeah.
They should line up.
to some extent.
Yeah. Yeah, not necessarily that happens. Other parts of the appraisal is training needs. What training do I need to excel in my job?
Yeah, I want to come on to training needs. So how is that determined? It's determined at appraisal. Is it determined through the personal development plans as well?
I'm sorry?
PDPs, personal development plan. Do you have anything other than the appraisal?
No, that's the only formal process. You get an informal kind of check-in every once in a while through your supervisor.
So if you had a training need between appraisals, which are once a year,
Right.
that would be on an ad hoc. This is new system, new legislation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, so I'll give you an example. If I want to go, actually I'm interested in going for some employment law training to understand new legislation that's just come up in Canada. So I would approach my manager and I'd say I want to do this, and it's already documented in my appraisal from the previous year, so I feel it makes sense. I mean, considering that it's within budget and all that stuff, but yeah, I mean, it's benefit to the company, and
Okay.
yeah.
So that's the looking forward part of the appraisal, the training needs for the future,
Correct, yeah.
and also focus on what you've achieved and what you hope to achieve between now and the next appraisal.
Correct.
That, in summary, is the main parts of it. Anything else?
No, I mean, your appraisal also considers more of the tangible type of benefits, like increase in salary, a promotion from various grade, from a grade 3 to a grade 4, a grade 4 to a grade 5, a title change perhaps, if that applies to various engineers. So, yeah, so
Okay.
that's more, I guess.
And I guess we're talking about measure, you say everybody's got a timesheet, that would include you.
Correct, yes.
So are you set any objectives to achieve regarding your timesheets? I.e. the main duties that you have?
Right.
Are you given direction on, for instance, if I was to produce this, which I don't intend to Paula,
Right.
would they be the sort of numbers that she would hope you'd achieve in your timesheet?
I would think so.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's not on a formal basis.
No.
It's not that it's the first time you've seen this, so I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
Yeah.
I can tell you're uneasy. I'm not going to do it. I'm just
Oh
throwing
my
it out
God.
there. Throwing it out there as it'd be a fun thing to do.
Okay.
Okay. So we've gone through these 9 different main duties. If you were to think of those and just return them back to you,
Okay.
which of those, as a number, pick 1 or 2, will you consider to be the hardest parts of your job?
The RSP, for sure.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a finance person,
Mhm.
and it requires a lot of finance background. So I don't really like it much,
Mhm.
but it's difficult. Challenging. But number
Most people
2.
go into HR, don't they? Come from a finance
You
background.
know. The second one that I find a little bit difficult is perhaps the recruitment.
Mhm.
Sometimes I'm not really aware in terms of what the needs are, and I can't devote a lot of my time to that, where I would like to sometimes.
Like the
devote.
technical aspects of
Correct.
the yeah.
Yes. Just the technical aspects of considering this to be it's an engineering firm, just understanding the needs of, let's say, a CAD drafter for, how many do we need, why do we need them, can we break up somebody's role who is a CAD person at the moment to fulfill some of those needs.
Yeah.
So just to wrap my head around that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the flip side of that, the easiest parts? What do you find the easiest parts now?
The new hire orientation.
Okay.
It's very simple. I would say ad hoc employee requests.
Okay.
They're usually very simple.
Okay. And so, in the role that you've got,
Yeah.
how do you do a good job? You talk about performance appraisal and these qualitative aspects. How is it determined whether this year, appraisal's coming up, you've done a good job compared to the year before when you did an okay job or you did a really good job? Where's the line set? Where's the bar set for what constitutes sort of acceptable, good, and very good?
So I think looking back, what I usually do is I look at my previous year's appraisal, and I take a look at some of the objectives and the goals that I've set. And I said, okay, was I focused enough to achieve those goals, or did I end up going off on a tangent somewhere and ended up somewhere else? But I could have done a very good job while I was off on that tangent and achieved something else. So,
Bear in mind, these are goals you set yourself.
correct.
Yeah.
So I may have chosen to set another goal and I could have achieved it. It's very hard to know where the line is because at the end of the day somebody else is appraising you and their line may be different than yours.
Right.
So I would feel that I would do a good job in, let's say assisting in St. John's recruitment and all their whole HR. And I have, I may have emails, I may have reports, I may have things I've created to back it up, I may have testimonials from supervisors and project managers that I say, okay, you can reach out to these staff and ask them about my performance. But I think that's about it. I have on my end to measure myself with.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. What sort of job titles? I need to know people because one of the big things with job analysis is the job, not the people.
Right.
Which I'm very clear on. What sort of job titles in this office are you seen as similar as? Because there's obviously a grading system in Arup. So that would obviously be the first thing you'd look at. But I recognise sometimes grades, they don't always keep up to date as reasonable. So in terms of job titles, who are your peers in the office they may or may not be at the same grade as you.
Do they have to be?
Well, I'm looking at the job and thinking that the sort of, going back to this, the knowledge, skills,
Yeah.
abilities, other, the sort of numbers
Right.
and the sort of subheadings here are going to be similar
Oh, with the person I will mention.
with the person you're thinking of. Yeah.
I don't have any friends in the office.
Sure you do.
Okay, I would say perhaps our accountant.
Okay. And why do you think she is similar?
I think I'm able to easily. We exchange a lot of information
Mm-hmm.
In terms of new starters and salaries.
Mm-hmm.
She helps me with the RSP spreadsheet,
Mm-hmm.
so we bounce ideas back and forth in regards to
So
that.
she does like numbers, I assume.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
And so she would, you think, have similar, obviously different, but
Yeah.
similar knowledge, skills, abilities to you?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she same grade as you?
I think a grade higher.
Grade
one
higher.
one grade higher.
One grade higher than you. Okay. Okay. Covered that. NOC, do you know NOC, National Occupational Qualification?
I do.
I'm going to print that off and send it you to for HR coordinator or something quite
Okay.
similar.
Okay.
Competencies, do we use competencies at Arab?
We do. They are defined in our grading system,
Mm-hmm.
and they're public for all staff to view. If you need a copy of that, I'm more than happy to share that.
Well, subject to confidentiality, competencies, job description, job specification would be useful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there for everybody to see. Okay. If someone was to describe you, well, let's put it like this. I get a hypothetical situation where you're not in a room, and I get people that you worked with at Simco on your intern, you've worked with here, you studied with at York, friends of yours outside of a work environment, and I say, right, give me 5 words that describes your ward. And I went through them all and asked them the same thing, 5 words, 5 words, 5 words. And I got all these words together, and I thought, which are the ones I've heard more often than any others out of this random group of people? What do you think those words would be?
Oh gosh.
Could be good things, could be not so good things. Probably going to be both.
So you would like 5 words that I think.
Yeah, maybe 4 good ones and 1 not so good one, but like a theme I'm picking up from different people.
Someone's done this with me before, and some 2 words popped out. Was compassionate,
Mhm.
trustworthy. I don't think what the other ones were. I'm just trying to think of all my friends and
Yeah.
here
Come on,
in
one.
Europe and.
We're not far off finishing, so we're good for time to go on.
Interested. About that before.
Yeah. 2 more, squeeze out here.
I got direct a couple times. Some people didn't like it, but
Okay, so that can be a good thing,
Yeah.
can be not so good.
yeah.
Yeah. 1 more.
I would say honest.
Nice. Okay. Well, honestly, I think we're just about there.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. For today, I think we're just about there.
Okay. Wow.
Any questions for me?